Hello, this is Glenda Dawson, your host at Glenda's Dragon's Den. Hoping that everybody had a good week and enjoy the weather for a change. Although it was hot, it is July, people, you know. What do you expect? I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the snow, the sleet, or the ice or anything later. You can't complain about the near 0 degrees, though. I'll take that one. That one I'm not too crazy about. Anyway, just wanted to say hello, and I have on the studio with me, of course, my co-host Ashley, her sister.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. The Dragon Wrangler over there, LD. And we have two very special guests with us, Renard Cohen and Brian Korn, also. Van Korn. Van Korn. Sorry about that.
Gonna pick us up.
We're going to be discussing today the environment and the One Earth Project.
One Earth Song Project.
Really?
Put your glasses
on. No.
The
Somebody
One Earth
typed
Song
it
Project.
upside down.
No.
Ooh. So anyway,
It's cool.
Ashley, how was your week?
It was exciting. I played way too many video games. I was very irresponsible, and I loved every second of it.
Very irresponsible?
Yes, I was playing with my dinosaurs.
Okay. Dragons, huh?
No, dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
I'm playing with a brontosaurus today. He eats a lot of berries. Ark survival, everyone.
Okay.
Not for the faint of heart.
How was your show?
It was good. We talked about an up-and-coming 3D artist in Florida. She got engaged at a video game event, and Megan's actually really close friends with her. They went to school together.
Cool.
And she's going to school for 3D modeling and design. And she's also a programmer, and that's where she met her boyfriend. And then he proposed to her on one of the stages of the event.
Wow, very cool. That's one awesome proposal.
It's like, that was just hit me. It was just like, that's so beautiful. It was so nerdy.
Nerdy.
She's like, honey, I promise not to drop you like I drop my combos, as in like fighting game combos. For people who don't know about video games like me.
Are they dating virtually?
No, they've been living together forever. Well, not forever, but.
You're doing 3D modeling. I figured they'd have the Oculus Prime.
Oh, no, Maya is even worse. Constantly crashing your computer.
Oh, God.
She has to do human sacrifices just to get it to turn on.
You got to get the mocams up.
Yeah.
Really happening.
Oh, boy. So, Megan, how was your week?
Warm because I don't have an air conditioner.
Bless.
Plus.
For all it's worth, coming from me. Bless.
I have like 3 fans in my room running at once, just trying to do something.
Yeah, could understand. Yeah, but this humidity, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, hopefully it gets cooler for you over there.
Yes, that would be lovely.
That would be good. All right. So, Brian and Renard, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. I'm doing good. You're talking about the heat, you know, and if the science is to be believed, we better start getting used to it because it's going to be getting hotter. And we did have a chance about 20-something years ago, and the whole world got together to discuss the Kyoto Treaty in Japan, which was going to be a cooperative effort for the world to get together and try to mitigate some of the methane release and some of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And even long before Trump, the United States refused to ratify it. So for that long, we have been trailing the world, and then it just got worse. And the One Earth Song Project that we'll speak about is an effort to try to bring a little more awareness to that situation and also utilize art to help support the battle or the effort to spread the word about the climate crisis and what can be done. And we'll talk a little more about that, but that's, yeah.
Well, honestly, I'm one of those that do believe the scientists.
Thank you.
And I could picture the old movies, like the Twilight Zone, those episodes where the people were melting.
They're melting.
Melting and melting. We're melting.
But that was a reverse. They were actually freezing in that one.
Well, no, there was one that was very hot where there was an apartment building. And it was just two ladies, and they were a younger lady.
What was
and
it painted?
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything
At
was,
the end, when she fell asleep on the bed, she came out, and what it actually turned out is the Earth was moving away from the sun. That was the twist at the end.
Right.
Yes.
Because she was painting it and
And when she faded out, you actually saw the sun, the paint was melting on the canvas in
Yeah.
that episode.
Well,
But then she fell asleep, and then when she
It
woke up,
kind
she
of
saw it.
is
Anyway,
like the. It is
It's
kind of.
extremes.
It is
Yes.
kind of like the Twilight Zone.
yes.
When we live in a world that I don't know about our listeners, but when I was growing up, during the space race and all that stuff, science and math was held up as something that was going to help bring us in to the future, something that we could depend on, something that we could trust, something that we could venerate. And if you remember, there was a big move in schools to start to push science and math because it turned out we were falling behind in the world. The scores from people in Japan and Scandinavia were a lot higher. So there was the big push. And then all of a sudden, we're told from the top, oh, these scientists, they're mistaken. They don't understand what's going on. They're wrong. And they're propagating a hoax on us about what's happening on the planet. And okay, so that fueled those who wanted to keep a status quo in their propaganda or their advertising to be able to say, oh, there's nothing wrong. We need to keep doing what we're doing.
It's all about money.
And it is, unfortunately. And so that's what we face, everybody out there in Radio Land. We have very serious choices to make. And by some estimations, we may be a little late now, behind the curve. But if we care about the world that our children and grandchildren are going to be inheriting us, it behooves us to do what we can and try to spread the word and see what we can do to tip the balance back towards a more balanced planet. And so that's what we're working on, and you'll hear about that.
Yes. So,
If I could say something about when you were talking about science, if you really stop to think about probably one of the greatest scientific achievements ever accomplished by humankind was going from a speech that was done by President Kennedy to actually go from 3 years to make it to the moon. So we do want to look that the naysayers did come quite a few decades later. So, but they are here now.
You mean the ones saying that we didn't really do it? That it was
Now that
a hoax,
that is
like
insane.
climate change
Yeah.
is
That
a
is
hoax.
insane. Yes, the people are saying that. Yeah, but now there's a whole new series on that's showing a lot of the footage from 50 years ago that was
Yeah.
not seen,
Right.
right.
and now they have proven a lot of the naysayers and the flat earthers or whatnot can see for themselves.
Well, and
the science of it.
there's about 140 pounds of moon rock, which is still being studied
Right.
and still being used.
And there's also the flat Earth thing that's
The
come
Flat
back.
Earth Society.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
yes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of like people are so caught up in themselves. They just want to believe what they want to believe, and so many people are doing it together just to comfort themselves. But it's like the Earth is going to fall into the ocean. We've got to do something.
Well, I wonder how it was in the later times of the Roman civilization, before Rome fell. There was probably a propaganda tool that said, "Oh no, the barbarians are not coming. They can't get through our walls.
Right.
We have it sewn up. We are the Roman Empire. Nobody can touch us."
Or they could have even something like, the barbarians don't have plumbing. Look at the aqueducts. Look at all these wonderful statues
right.
we
Well,
built.
that-
Look at all of our gods.
Sadly,
We have far more gods than they do. And it's
Sadly,
also like-
one of the most unusual things, one of the reasons the empire did fall, is because of the lead pipes. So
Yeah,
it was, that
So they
were
poison themselves
Well,
from the
that's why-
inside,
that's why
kind of
you
like
had-
what we're doing with the methane.
Yeah.
You could say that again. Yeah.
Or Flint, Michigan.
Well,
Yeah, it's what happened to this world? That's what I want to know. What happened to simple caring?
greed.
What happened
We
to
love our shiny rocks and colorful bits of pressed plant fiber.
Yeah, so we need to take
Green
stock
pieces
as
of
a world.
plastic, Paper.
And unfortunately, because of the powers that be in this country, we are allowing the United States to fall behind in respect, in scientific achievement, in developing renewables. We are going to just be so far behind the curve that it's a shame. And but perhaps there's things that can be done. You know, there's a lot of brilliant people around. There's a lot of good science being done. We just have to come to grips with the emperor's new clothes situation that we've been living in.
Well, you know what I heard of? I heard about these two guys who are trying to start this new movement. It's called One Earth Song Movement. It's One Earth Song Project.
Yes.
I heard about
Yeah,
that
I heard
too.
of it. I
Yeah.
heard these two guys. They're like, this one guy is amazing. The one that he did this incredible film about fracking, and it's actually helped to change the outcome of one of the, what was it, Scotland?
Well, Scotland has banned fracking, and the film.
And it had a lot to do with
He's talking about
this film.
us. He's talking about Brian and I, and so I did this
So there
film.
is hope.
I did this film called Groundswell Rising: Protecting Our Children's Air and Water. It's a really good film. It's been in 12 film festivals. It's been shown all over the world, and organizations and people have been using this film to try to bring about bans on fracking or keeping them out of their communities. That's what the film is about. It's about the people who have gotten together and found a way to keep these industrial efforts, these very polluting, very insensitive industrial efforts out of their communities. Please remember groundswellrising.com. That is the website for the film. Mark Ruffalo's in the film, Natalie Merchant's in the film, all the important people who are at the forefront of trying to bring about an awareness of what's happening with the fracking and the methane and how it's affecting the atmosphere. It's an interesting thing that before the shale was discovered, we were on the road to switching to renewables. There was something that people were talking about, which was called peak oil. There was an understanding that the oil was diminishing.
Right.
Okay? And at that time, we were looking into hydrogen power. We were looking into ways to take the next step. And
Solar power.
And then when the shale was the shale gas and the methane was discovered under Pennsylvania and other places, they put together this thing called fracking, which, for those who don't know, is they drill a hole and they put millions of gallons of fresh water down into this hole with a cocktail of about 500 or so chemicals that are very toxic, and then put charges under there, and they create little mini earthquakes. And the little mini earthquakes create cracks under the ground, and the methane goes flowing back up the pipe. Now, unfortunately, not only the methane comes up the pipe, many of these toxic chemicals, including ones that are from these ancient seafloors that were supposed to stay underground,
Right.
they come up, along with very radioactive toxic water comes up, and they don't really know what to do with this stuff, okay? So the methane comes up, too much comes up, so they flare it into the air, which adds to the methane that is in the atmosphere, and lots of it leaks. And these wells leak. It's kind of a dirty, it's a dirty process, and was sold to us by the oil companies as the next step to clean energy.
Right.
And the way they were able to do that is because of this simple fact. When you burn natural gas at the stove, on your stove, it burns cleaner than oil and some other things. That is true right there.
soot there.
But what they didn't tell you is the process of mining it, of doing the fracking, getting it up from the ground, and transporting it in pipelines that span the whole country and internationally is a very dirty, polluting process. Lots of the methane is leaked and lost and goes into the atmosphere. So when you add it all up, it is not a bridge fuel to clean energy. It's a very dirty, another form of fossil fuels.
Yep.
And lots of people were fooled, including the Sierra Club in the beginning. The Sierra Club, oh, great, then they found out what it really was, and they had to say, sorry, this is not good. And the Sierra Club got about black eye, and it took them a long time to gain back trust of people.
Right.
But we now know, and many people know, and it's in our film, Groundswell Rising, that this is a dirty, injurious situation. And to add insult to injury, because it's not very well policed, this industry, they are able to put this industrial process, these fracking towers, literally feet from homes, nursing homes, schools, water supplies, on fault lines. It's just a free-for-all.
Well, they
because
could just,
nobody was paying attention because they said, hey, we've got the next thing.
Yep.
And they bought off the local municipalities.
And all they have to do is go to the private owners of that land, pay
Right.
them for it.
That's
give
right.
them, all right, we're going to do 100 gallons, so we'll give you 100,000 gallons. We'll give you whatever percentage for it. And those owners are going to take it.
Well, and the
Breaks
truth
up-
is,
it breaks up
that
communities,
they,
unfortunately, as well.
yeah, it does, but they
very
lied to
heartbreaking.
these owners as well.
Right.
Okay, there was a lot of little fine print on these leases, they're called, and this
Right.
is also in the film, that these people said, okay, yeah, we'll take the money. These were farmers, these were people who were struggling, usually rural areas, that this was their big break.
Right.
However, they had no idea that what they agreed to is an army of trucks and tanks and coming in and ruining their property and rolling over their land and their farms and causing it that it was and sometimes ruining a water supply that had been on these farms for hundreds of years. Now
Yeah.
this fracking process, the methane migrates because you're causing earthquakes, you're upsetting things that have been there for a long time. And now people, all of a sudden, even people who've bought leases, now they can't drink the water on their land. Okay, they were never told anything about this. And there's a lot of hidden costs. These people find out that, wait a minute, I'm not getting the money they said because they're charging me for the trucks. They're charging all this stuff. It's a bad deal.
How about the
Okay.
fellow who was the carver, the stone carver? That's quite a story in the
Well,
film.
he's a guy who.
Well, you know what? Why
let's
don't
get
we-
into it. You'll see the
Why
film.
don't we take a little commercial break,
Okay.
and then we could really get into this
Sure.
a little longer. Thank you. We'll be right back at Glenda's Dragon's Den.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. That's 800-958-0341.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug or alcohol addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan to receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits so that you have low or no out-of-pocket costs. We quickly help you verify your health insurance coverage amounts for substance abuse treatment so you can prepare for immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center now. Select from locations nationwide while receiving up to $30,000 or more in coverage through your private health insurance PPO plan if eligible. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier matching service available 24/7. We help you use your PPO private health insurance with low or no out-of-pocket costs.
Call now, 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. That's 800-961-2480.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, seasons, high tops, blowouts, shape-up, tape-ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years?
Hi, welcome back to Glenda's Dragon's Den. This is Glenda, your host, and we're back with Brian and Renard. We're going to speak more about the environment and also about their project, One Earth Song Project. And Renard, you were telling us about the stonecutter?
Well, when I made the film Groundswell Rising, Protecting Our Children's Air and Water, I met a lot of people who've been personally affected by the fracking, which is the natural gas drilling and creating explosions underground. I met people whose kids had gotten sick. Mm-hmm. I met a guy who's they drilled a well within a few hundred feet of his house.
Wow.
His water went bad. He has since died. He ended up with a brain tumor. Mm-hmm. And his house was worth nothing. He was a stone cutter, and he and his father, who was a stone cutter, created this incredibly beautiful handmade stone house that he said was the value was about $180,000 or something, and he ended up walking away with nothing.
Wow.
And then got sick because it was worth nothing. He could never sell it again. You could see the pollution all around, and you can see the fracking apparatus just right on the hill next to his house. And there's no recourse. The companies, and this brings me kind of to the One Earth Song Project and what we're doing. You have to understand that these multi-million-dollar, multinational energy companies can pay for all the lawyers they want. They can pay off any municipalities. They can put huge amounts of donations into campaigns for people who are going to help make it easier for them to do what they do.
Right.
Now, who's standing up opposing them, trying to get the word out? Who's doing it? The environmental organizations. People like the Sierra Club, Food and Water Watch, in our area, Delaware River Keepers, Clean Water Action, Mark Ruffalo's organization, Water Defense. There's a lot of organizations that are trying desperately with very little funding to get the word out. And so the inception of the idea for the One Earth Song Project was this. When I was making the film Groundswell Rising, I did meet and interact with a lot of these organizations, and I saw how hard they worked. I saw people get arrested. I saw people put their lives on the line, their professional lives. They're standing. These are teachers, these are professors, these are researchers who are standing up, and oftentimes with very little support and funding, okay, especially compared to the oil companies, okay, for instance, almost no funding. So what can we do in our little way? Well, a few years ago, Brian and I started taking part in something called the Earth Speaks Art Show, which started right here in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, where we are with the Arts Council. And a good friend of mine, Mark Lichty, who was one of the executive producers of Groundswell Rising from this area, started this art show, which was an environmental art show, an art competition, and the art was very moving. And it made you think about the environment. And as only artists could do, brought about a new sensitivity of what we're up against and what we have to lose if we let it all go to pot, okay? So I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if this art could be used in some way to help support these organizations who are on the line every day to protect the earth and get the word out? So I came up with this idea of the One Earth Song Project. And this is how it works. Artists are sending in work to our art gallery. On the website, there's a gallery.
A digital gallery.
People are invited to make a donation to our nonprofit Resolution Media Fund. And then when you make a donation, you can download the art. And so you can print it out, you can put it on your website, you can share it. And then as the money comes in, quarterly, we are going to divide that money up between those organizations who are working so hard to try to protect the earth. And so that's how it works. The One Earth Song Project. And please go to the website. I think we put it up. It's the word one, ONE-earthsong.com. And you'll be able to see the gallery. You'll be able to see how it works. You'll see Brian and I explaining what I just described. And you'll see and hear the song, One Earth Song, and see the video that we created for the song, which is, I think, really beautiful. We're getting very good feedback on it. And we're hoping that people around the world will come to the website and want to join us. The film Groundswell Rising has been used in Scotland and Ireland and England. The ban on fracking in New York State was brought about by many of the people you see in the film. So people know the film.
Right.
The film was actually on, there's a satellite station called Russia Today, RT, and the film was used on that all around the world. And so we're trying to hopefully tap into that notoriety of the film so people will know about the One Earth Song Project, send us art, and let's hope to make a difference in these organizations.
And the awareness that comes out of this is very important, because a lot of people just close their eyes. They don't want to hear anything. They don't want to see anything.
It's true. People don't know what fracking is. They don't know what the real problems are.
Exactly. And once you start showing the art and getting them the information out to them, hopefully it will open their minds up and let them see the reality of things.
That is
Because
correct.
even though you could put it right in front of their face, sometimes, their eyes are closed.
Well,
and-
hear no
Well,
evil,
here's-
see no evil,
here's-
smell no evil.
Here's an
Exactly.
interesting.
And they got to smell the evil.
Here's an interesting tidbit of information. You know that over the last number of years, there's been this whole controversy as to whether climate change is actually happening.
Right.
Recently,
It's
the
all the aliens.
the truth was revealed that Exxon, about 15 years ago, did a study on the effects of the carbon dioxide and the methane in the atmosphere.
Right.
Their own study showed that this was going to lead to very bad climate occurrences, which we're all starting to live through now.
Right.
Okay? Exxon decided to stifle their own report and make it secret. Okay? And so they knew. And they continued to do what they do. And here's another little tidbit of information. Do you remember, and some of our listeners may be a little too young to remember the days that smoke and smoking was all over. You couldn't go into a bar, you couldn't go on into a bus, you couldn't go onto a plane
Yep.
without having to deal with cigarette smoke, okay? During those times, the cigarette companies hired an advertising agency
Right.
to put out the misinformation that there was no link between smoking and cancer. And if you remember the commercials that said 9 out of 10 doctors say, "Oh, there's no connection," and they said that certain brands, because of the menthol, was better on you. And okay, so this was this one advertising agency which was hired to do this misinformation campaign. That same advertising agency, which I don't remember the name of right now, but you can look it up, has been hired by the energy companies to do the same kind of snow job about the fact that there's no relation between oil and fossil fuels and methane and fracking and climate change and
Right.
what's happening.
So there's the spin doctors.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Follow them
they
on.
went to the same company. So if we want to be a mark, which is the old Carney term for that guy who gets taken advantage of with the old 3-card Monty and the whole thing.
Right.
If we want to be marks and allow the companies to pull the wool over our eyes and say, hey, it just happens to be hot. It's summer. It's hot. Well, if you look at the statistics, it's never been this hot this quick for so long.
Correct.
That's the science. So we have to wise up and do what we can. And some of the groups that are trying to stand up to that, pulling the wool over our eyes, and actually they're in court trying to fight this, are these organizations that we're trying to support with the One Earth Song Project. So you can actually help by turning a piece of art into support for the earth through these organizations by coming to the One Earth Song Project. So that's what we're
It's
trying to
interesting
do.
you were talking about the spin doctors. I had a friend, and he belonged to one of the companies that actually was the ones that was responsible for the lovely Joe Camel ads, which was aimed at children and young teenagers to think
Right.
it was very cool, the Joe Camel look.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
And
That's,
hats off to the Marlboro Man. Who,
who kept dying of cancer, all three of them.
it's,
uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Come to where the flavor is.
So-
in the grave.
So if you're listening to this, folks, if you're a young person, if you're an older person like me, you've been aware of this kind of social activism for a long time. But if you're a young person, open your eyes, look behind the commercials that you see on TV. Do some research, put in fracking, put in climate change, put on methane emissions, and read about the reality of what's going on, because it's going to be up to you to protect the world for your children and grandchildren. And, we need to pull together and do it.
Now, the art, does it have to be by known artists, or it could be anybody who
Okay.
just likes to?
Does not.
Well,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be
It
by
just
known
needs to
artists.
have
We
some-
we
Yeah, go ahead.
we do have a Peabody Award-winning animator who
Right.
sent us some art. His name is Maciek Albrecht, and we're grateful to have that. But we also have some art from local artists. A guy named John Yetter, who's in this community, is also a gal named Lori Henninger, who is local here, does beautiful stuff. So if you're an artist and would like to take part, go to the website, one-earthsong.com, and there's a place that it says about us, and then it says for artists, and you'll see how to do it, how to send us some work, submit some work, and if your art is chosen to
Right.
be in the gallery, we'll be grateful to have it.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be environmental subjects. That's great,
Right.
because that's the
why
theme.
that was going to be my next
But
question.
something that moves you
Right.
and touches you. You know, from what we understand, this website is kind of unique. And my hair's off to Brian, who put it together, who created this website. This has never been done before. It's never been done that you could download something like art and make a donation. It's unique and groundbreaking, and I think it's very exciting.
Yeah, it was
And-
a lot of fun to put together because for most part when you have websites of this nature, they're generally online stores.
Right.
So what we had to do was we had to set it up so that every piece of artwork up there actually has its own a separate donation.
Right.
Good.
So
It's not
you
a
had to
product
do,
for
yeah,
sale,
it's not
it's
a
for a
store
donation.
per se.
Right.
Right.
And a lot of websites don't necessarily have it built like that. So we had to go and custom make everything.
Yeah, so check it out. Check it out. And yeah.
So,
But we need at least, if people are going to send the artwork, what's important for them to understand? They need to send work that's at least 300 dots per inch. So it's suitable for printing. That's
Right.
very important. They have to have that.
yeah.
good point there.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
Well,
else
that's on the website.
specifically that, because, some people are going to hear it and they may not get a chance to go to the website right
may not.
away, or they may spread it around to, artists that they know. Anything else specific that the artist needs to know?
Well,
Yes,
go ahead,
yes.
Brian.
One thing they need to know is that there's a possibility that they might be concerned that this is their original work, and the business about putting up something that they have that's copyrighted. What we actually have is we have a disclaimer in the download that says that the work is not for commercial purposes at all. We also have it set up on the website that the artwork can only be downloaded one time
Okay,
for the donation.
good.
Yeah, so it's not like let me download it 10 times and give it
Right.
to my uncle, my
Right.
aunt,
Right.
and my
We want
Uncle
to
Louie.
protect, we want to protect the artists.
Very
and-
good.
Oh yeah,
Very
yeah.
good. So,
I do actually have a question about that. You said a donation will get you a download. Now, how much does the donation have to be?
We are.
We have on the site we have suggested donations of $10.
To start. It's up to you.
It's
but
up to you. You can
yeah,
put whatever you
it
want
should
in
be
there.
at least, I would think, $10 to start. Now, there
It's
is a
going for a good
place on the
cause.
website
Yeah.
that you can make a donation just because you like the idea. You
Right.
like
Yes.
the song, you like the video, okay? And you don't necessarily, you enjoy looking at the artwork in the gallery, you don't necessarily want to, you can give whatever you want. One person sent in $50
Right.
because he was moved by what we're doing, and that's great, and we appreciate that. And because it is going to the Resolution Media Fund, which is a nonprofit,
The PayPal.
you can put
It's
it
right there.
as a tax deductible donation. So
And if you go to that particular, if you go to the donate button, that's
Right.
right on the site. That's like a streamline. That's like the 200-mile-an-hour bullet train that gets you whoosh, right there.
Yeah,
to the
right.
PayPal.
Right,
Yeah,
so
but
it's very easy.
Nothing. Yeah, very easy.
very easy.
So-
User friendly.
It's
so
user-friendly,
I wanted
exactly.
to mention that Brian and I are musicians.
And some of my art is up on it.
He's also an artist,
I'm on
right?
there.
He is
I'm up there,
beautiful
too.
digital artist, and His work is in a gallery also in
Over in
New
AJ.
Jersey, a place
What
called
exit?
Parsley.
Oh, okay.
A beautiful store and gallery, and his work, you can see the actual work there. But online, on our site, you can see some of his work. But we're also musicians and filmmakers, as I mentioned. So on the site, you can hear the One Earth song, which we're going to play for you
Yes.
live in a
Yes.
little while. You can also see the video that we did, and then you can share that.
It's our tribute to, like, We Are the World.
Well, it's kind of right.
in
It's an
that
anthem
vein. It's an anthem at the end.
for us.
Very good.
For
Yeah,
moving
for
forward, you'll
We
hear.
want the world to...
As well as some other tunes that we maybe will play for you, but
Yes, of course we will.
Okay. So we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Glenda's Dragon's Den.
yeah.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area, as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, Caesars, high tops, blowouts, shape-up, tape-ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
If you or someone you love suffers from drug or alcohol addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan to receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits so that you have low or no out-of-pocket costs. We quickly help you verify your health insurance coverage amounts for substance abuse treatment so you can prepare for immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center now. Select from locations nationwide while receiving up to $30,000 or more in coverage through your private health insurance PPO plan if eligible. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier matching service available 24/7. We help you use your PPO private health insurance with low or no out-of-pocket costs.
Call now, 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. That's 800-961-2480.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details, not available in all states.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. That's 800-958-0341.
When I need a cut, I go to Diamond Cuts. Ain't no half cutting there. Oh, yeah. Woo, man, at Diamond Cuts, their barbers got the freshest styles. Anything from fades, seasons, high tops, blowouts, shape-up, tape-ups, and much more. Their barbers can cut men, women, children, young and old. Stop by Diamond Cut at 144 Pocono Boulevard in Mount Pocono, PA. Or just call at 570-216-4912. Ain't no half cutting there, baby paw. Yo, Stan, yo, Ant, yo, Black, yo, Light Skin, yo, E, where y'all at?
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. That's 800-958-0341.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug or alcohol addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan to receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits so that you have low or no out-of-pocket costs. We quickly help you verify your health insurance coverage amounts for substance abuse treatment so you can prepare for immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center now. Select from locations nationwide while receiving up to $30,000 or more in coverage through your private health insurance PPO plan if eligible. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier matching service available 24/7. We help you use your PPO private health insurance with low or no out-of-pocket costs.
Call now, 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. 800-961-2480. That's 800-961-2480.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534, 800-731-7534. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details, not available in all states.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage.
Hi, welcome back to Glenda's Dragon's Den. I'm Glenda Dawson, your host. Before we go back to the discussion, a lot of people have been trying to figure out exactly what I do and I don't do. I do a lot of stuff. There you go. No, you go to glendasdragonsden.com and there are 4 buttons there, and you could go to my website for the CBD oils, which is the CTFO. You could go to the aromatherapy website, which is the stuff that I use not only in my house, but also in my office, and for all different types of reasons, not just for mood enhancers, like, calming yourself down or coming out of a depression, but also to take care of saging and, just overall good health with aromatherapy. Then you also have my self-defense type of items, non-lethal, and there's a button for that. It's Force to be Reckoned. And then you have my spiritual side of things, and that's Glenda's Magical Creations button. So if you just want to have an idea of a little bit of the stuff that I am involved with, just go to glendasdragonsden.com and you can look at all the buttons there. Now, welcome back, Brian and Renard. Tell us a little more, Renard.
All right. Well, just to catch everybody up, we were talking about the film Groundswell Rising, protecting our children's air and water. And it's a pretty far-reaching film. It was shot in Pennsylvania, as I mentioned. It was shot in numerous places in New York, Albany, and the places that began passing ordinances against fracking coming into the towns, some of the first towns. It was shot in Colorado, where people woke up one morning and they were inundated with fracking installations that they snuck in. There was no announcement made. All of a sudden, you have these giant towers next door to your house where your kids play. You have these smoking things right outside your window, and that's all in the film. It's startling. It was also shot in California. A guy named Mark Jacobson is in it, who is a Stanford scientist who started something called the Solutions Project. And he's a scientist who talks about that we can power the Earth with renewables. There's really no scientific barrier to do it. And so he's in the film. And so it is pretty far-reaching and being used worldwide. So check it out.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yes, please, everyone, check it out. We did put the website on the chat rooms, so you could just look it up there.
You could actually see the film on Amazon Prime, I believe, and also at the Groundswell Rising website, there's a way to order a film.
Good.
Or buy a download and watch it on your computer. So it's there.
It's very easy, people. You don't have to go out there yourself and march or anything. If you can't do that, you could be an activist in other ways.
Like joining the One Earth Song Project.
There you go.
There you go.
Or get really acquainted with calling your local officials and just gently reminding them of how they need to do their jobs and make sure that their citizens are protected and their rights are upheld.
It is the local. It's where we can have the most effect is in the local area with ordinances and zoning and keeping those fracking installations from your doorstep. And it's literally that black and white.
Yep.
You keep it out of your backyard.
Right. Literally.
Literally.
Unfortunately, a lot of people get sideswiped, and suddenly there they are.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
So,
If I could say something, there was something very important that I thought we should talk about.
Sure.
Especially when you talk about activism. One of the things I discussed with Renard, because in the film it shows some very brave people who are led away in handcuffs. If you look on Wikipedia or you look for the definition of what is considered, this has changed radically now, what we would call someone who's going to protest.
Right.
Or someone who's going to go out and become arrested for protesting, specifically for the environment. The term is called eco-terrorism.
Oh, wow.
The FBI actually has stated that that is the second largest fear that they have. Up until recently, they said that was the worst. That was the number one concern. Eco-terrorism.
Wow.
So one of the things we've been discussing about is that there are the people who are going to go out, they're going to stand in front of the bulldozers, they're going to stand in front of the pipelines. But what they don't perhaps recognize is what they're up against and what could happen to them.
Right.
And how their lives could be completely ruined by being arrested, by having the moniker on them for the rest of their lives, saying they were an eco-terrorist.
Wow.
For one movement, one possible thing that they got arrested for.
Wow.
So what we talked about was those folks who go out there on that front lines, as Renard was talking about. How about we find that other way to support all those other people who they wring their hands in frustration.
Right.
And they don't know what to do. But they realize I can't go out and stand out there and protest. I did that a long time ago.
Right.
But now they know because of facial recognition software and things like this. It's
And
a
they
total
can
losing
spot you
battle.
anywhere.
That's
And they
right.
will.
Right.
And so if you are arrested in that way, your social media stance can
Yep.
go down to nothing.
Yep.
You may not be able to rent a home, get a loan, get a car loan, get a loan to go to school.
Right.
You're talking almost the same kind of particular social level of what's happening in China now.
So it's character assassination.
It's character
It is,
assassination.
of course.
If you're arrested once.
And so that's
Yeah.
why these groups
That's
that
why we
we're
wanna help
working
them.
with on the One Earth Song Project need support because they're the ones that are standing up. There's
Yep.
an organization called Earth Justice, which is a legal company that has dedicated themselves to working in this environmental realm, and they're the ones that are bringing the lawsuits that are allowing these ordinances to keep out fracking to stand legally and things like that. And it's a serious thing, and it needs to be taken seriously. And I would like to share with all of you, where is our responsibility to each other in this?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. And we recently passed 4th of July, Independence Day. And I was listening to a reading of the Declaration of Independence. And the thought came to me that what we need is a declaration of interdependence. Okay? And it's short, and I just want to let you know what that is here. And that is this.
Okay.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that we are all in this together. And whatever happens to some of us happens to all of us. And it is our responsibility to care, to help, to share, and do what we can to make the ride easier, fairer, more loving, and more equitable for everyone.
Very good.
Drum roll. And that's
Very nice. Very
so we need to take that pledge
Yeah.
to care about each other and those of us who are getting arrested or whatever it is.
Megan's got a question. She's burning in her pocket.
So, a couple of things. One, is that going to be available on one of your websites? Because I think that's a very powerful.
Yes, we're going to put that up on the website.
Also, when you were talking about, getting arrested for protests,
Yes.
the DAPL pipeline, Dakota Access Pipeline.
Yes.
What the media did to demonize all the protesters was
Amazing.
Terrible.
one of
And
the
who
most
are the
disgusting.
companies that own most of the
Yeah.
media?
We
And
know
a couple weeks after that pipeline was put in,
they put it in anyway.
they put it in anyway. A couple weeks after they put it in, it burst
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
all over native land, and it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever
It's just
seen.
native land. I mean, who cares, right?
That's right.
That was
Well,
me being disgusted. I'm not serious.
yes.
There's a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah, we're all-
Oh
between
my
us.
God, so much salt.
It's just, it's insane. It's
Taking a
insane.
chili beef.
And of course, what do our illustrious leaders say about it?
Let's not talk of him.
Yeah.
He put it in.
Well,
Nah.
we live in a
Needs
world.
The hair oil.
We live in a world in what I like to call the great inequity. Okay? And if you're not aware of this,
May I read it?
well, you can
little bit
read
of it?
some of it if you want.
Okay, let me see. This again is composed by the remarkable Renard Cohen, who just read you the other work that you heard, and this will also be up on our website. And this is the great inequity. There is a great inequity. Consider the 1% of the U.S. population controls over 36% of the wealth. And it goes well beyond those figures when you consider that this control extends from the upper echelons to the lowest rungs of the ladder. Those in the 1% have vested their interest in formulas and institutions that keep the status quo. This might be acceptable in some realms, but the 1% line decisions affect the health of our planet, everyone who lives here, and the world we leave our children and grandchildren. In the face of this truth, there needs to be action, there needs to be outrage, and there needs to be change.
Yeah.
There we
We'll
go.
stop there.
So it goes on, but
Very good.
that is something we all have to realize. That's the world we live in, and those bottom line decisions that are being made that affect all of us are being made in the boardrooms of these companies that stand to benefit even from the climate crisis. Okay? The polar ice caps are melting. The water levels are going up. And so what are these companies doing? They're investing in technologies like dikes to put around.
Right.
They're buying the land inland. So, so who stands to suffer the most is the people who have so little to begin with will have even less. And unless we do something like the Declaration of Interdependence where we say we care. Okay, and that's what we're being asked to do.
There's a group of satirists. Actually, these fellows are remarkable. You look them up; they're called the Yes Men. And if you look for them, they've been doing spoofs on not environmental, but say companies like Exxon. And this last one they did was they come out in New York and they actually have these like these trucks, and they're saying, "Hey, come on, have some wonderful ice cones here. It's made out of the last glaciers, and it's brought to you by Exxon. Enjoy the last glaciers." So they're doing this. Yeah, check them out because they really make
they
some
do it straight.
amazing.
You don't
Yeah, they
know
do
that
it straight.
They're
Yes Men.
Yeah.
Take a look.
a
They're
guerrilla theater group. You think
guerrilla theater, exactly.
and people are going, I'm not going to eat that. The polar ice caps are melting. But it's good.
It's good.
Try it.
And Exxon's behind it. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's really great stuff. So
Wow.
check that out.
I have a question. Was there somebody, one of the activists from Flint, Michigan, when she was giving a report to, I think, officials, like she served them water from Flint?
I think she did.
It's like, oh, by the way, this water's from Flint, Michigan. You feel brave enough to drink it? And they're like, oh.
Oh, God.
Well, that's an interesting, that brings a
I can drink
memory
it.
up because in one of these homes that the water went bad,
Yeah.
and this is in the film, people talking about this, the water went bad in this family's home.
Right.
They actually had taken a lease, a gas lease. Okay, all of a sudden they can't drink their water. The kids are getting sick. They're getting blotches and stuff. So they invite the people from the EPA to come to their house to check it out. And those people refuse to drink the water from their tap.
Of course.
Even though they're saying, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with the water. But so he poured them a glass and said, here, drink it.
You feel brave?
Well, I'm an aquatarian. I don't drink water, you see.
Oh, you just
I'm
absorb
against water.
sunlight.
Yes, like a vegetarian. I don't drink water, though. So.
No, but seriously, these big companies have done this for years and years and years.
Long
I
time.
remember Exxon and
Aaron
Texaco
Aaron Brockovich is
and
right.
We need another Aaron
all
Brockovich.
those big companies who kept covering stuff up, covering, and then all of a sudden it blew up in their face.
Well, blew up in their face. Unfortunately, what happens is they get a wrist slap fine.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
they've
true.
got to pay $2 million. Well, they're making $2 million every minute.
Do you know who actually lost on that? The little tiny employees.
Oh, it always
Mom
gets
and
They
Pop.
went.
Get
They
wiped
went
out.
into their pensions.
Oh, my God.
I know that because I knew somebody who used to work for them. They went into their pensions and grabbed a percentage
Instead of taking it out of the CEOs, they get
instead of taking
6, 7 figures
Yeah.
a year. I'm like, well, I need to buy a yacht.
Well,
I mean,
right. And when those CEOs are let go, they're given the golden parachute,
I'm like,
which is these severance packages of hundreds of millions of dollars for being bad.
Yeah.
It's the Peter. What was the Peter?
The Peter principle.
Peter principle.
Where everybody
yes.
rises
Toss
to
them
their
up.
own level of incompetence.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
You know, it's interesting. You're talking about how long this has been going on. Have you ever read the history of how the gasoline engine came and how they started using gasoline? Because up to that point, they weren't going to use it. They were just siphoning that off, and it was just a trash product.
Yep.
But then they realized they could use it much cheaper. But even then they knew this thing was going to be hideous and bad for the air.
Right, but it all comes down to money.
Money. Follow the
Like,
money.
there's a film called The Killing of the Electric Car, which talked about way back
You and I were
then.
talking about that.
That we could have gone in a different direction, but we didn't.
There's
So-
apparently, if you go up on YouTube, there's actually look up on YouTube. Jack Nicholson is apparently driving in the 70s, about maybe 1977. He's driving. What did we say? An oxygen?
no, it's hydrogen.
Hydrogen car. One of those big monster. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
it was.
we
it
were
was
going in
rigged
that
for
direction
In
until the
77.
shale was discovered.
Amazing.
So
Yeah. Wow, that's very good. So they have all this technology, just like
And they either get killed off or accidentally fall down the steps.
or
You know, you ever
get very
notice that?
frightened.
very,
Or
very
you get a little
frightened.
letter.
Yes, you get that letter, or you
Hey.
get that knock on the door.
It's like the mafia, you know. Hey, you better be watching out. You don't want to be inventing that machine that makes cheap cars. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have a little accident.
Or accidents could start happening.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want your house to accidentally catch on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hope that
That you gotta laugh.
let's hope that awareness.
Yes.
Now, we talked about the cigarettes, okay?
Yeah.
Let's, for one positive moment, realize that we now can go in a bar, in a club, in a theater, on an airplane, in a bus, and we don't have to breathe the cigarette smoke.
Yes.
So that's an example of how
Now
our
we vape.
society came together and said, we're not going to do this.
Right.
We recognize the danger, even though the advertising and the companies told us there was no relation. We don't believe it.
Right.
And we're going to push for changes that make it so we don't have to live like that anymore, okay? So that was done. And that's a positive example of how working together we can cooperatively make a difference. And I want to cite one more other example of how working together we can do incredible things. And that is the traffic system. Okay, now, yes, every now and then there's a hothead or there's somebody who drives drunk, but by and large, think about what a cooperative
Yeah, it's
system that
cooperative, yeah.
is.
It's amazing.
Most people, to protect themselves, but also to protect others, drive with care. Oh, they're reasonable. Even in these huge traffic jams, we understand the situation and we wait and we do it, okay? Most people drive somewhat within the speed limit, okay, observe the signs. What a great example, but what a great example of cooperation.
Yeah.
Right.
And a great example of that
Guidelines.
is the fact that a big accident is still news.
Yes.
You would think there would be accidents happening, and there are. However,
But it's
you could
miraculous.
drive probably for your whole life and maybe never ever have an accident. When you go by one, it still gets your attention because you don't see it every day. What a great testament to the fact that we can work together when we choose to. We need to do the same thing with responding to the climate crisis, okay? Now, there are people talking about this Green New Deal, all right, if
Right.
you've heard of that, which is a program. The idea is sort of like Kennedy said, we're going to put a man on the moon within this decade. The Green New Deal is saying we are going to transfer to renewables, I believe they're saying by 2050,
Right.
which is way too long. It's way too
Yeah.
long to wait. In Ground Squirrel Rising, we have a scientist saying we are going to start seeing climactic occurrences that we can't stop
I wish I could
happening
see 'em
within
now.
15 to 35 years from now. And they're
Right.
starting.
They're
So we
starting.
can't wait till 2050. There needs to be a real push, okay? It's going to take, if we're somewhat of a democracy still, not only a corporatocracy, if we still have any say, which we do, we need to get on the stick, support candidates who understand the reality of what's going on, and support the organizations through things like the One Earth Song Project that are trying to
yes.
get the word out.
Right.
All
And
right.
you know, the thing is though that a lot of people are like, oh no, that's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen in my lifetime.
Right.
But
It's, like, it's happening now.
right,
It
they're
is.
not thinking
These
that-
crazy weather patterns, hurricanes all the time. Why is it so
Living through
effing hot?
history.
Right.
I've never seen a crayon melt on a picnic table in front of me before. It was
Right.
special.
I mean, look
Oh,
what's happening in
lovely.
France. France is having these people. Well, a couple of years ago, 2,000 people died in the heat wave. This
Yep.
year, they just had one. They took it more seriously, and they set up cooling stations for people. They took it seriously, okay? And in Europe, renewables are used much more than they are here. Germany is up to, I think, 25% renewable energy, and they've got a program to, in the next 15 years, to bring it to 50%.
Right.
Many other countries are way ahead of us.
I think
on it.
Iceland's at 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't there a day that they shut off all the coal plants? Like, all renewable, baby. Hit the button.
Yep.
Something like that.
So,
I'd like to share one thing about what you were talking about before, about saying that the traffic is a miracle. Well, what happened yesterday in New York City was there was a partial blackout. And there are some videos, if you go up on YouTube, I'm sure you could see this. There are brave people who actually were standing in the middle of the street, and what they were doing was they were acting as traffic, helping to direct traffic
Just
during
no
the
lights
snarls.
were going.
Yeah.
Oh, the lights were completely out. So when you talk about cooperation, that gave me a lot of hope when I saw that.
Good.
It really did.
Well-
Because a lot of people say New York, they're cold, they're,
we can
But
rise
these
to the
weren't.
occasion.
They weren't.
We can
We
rise
can.
to the occasion.
We can.
That's what's being. We need to rise to the occasion before the
9/11 they
temperature
did.
rises to
To
the point where it won't matter. That's
To
a
the
good
point
saying.
where
We'll be in that- we'll be in that
we
Twilight
don't
zone.
like the
Before the
crayon.
temperature
I mean, that
rises.
Twilight episode.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To the point where,
Twilight Zone, sorry.
Twilight Zone. To the point where we all melt like that crayon. That
Well, let me ask you a question here. The thing is, okay, how many of you all seen the what was it?
Inconvenient
yeah,
Truth.
That came out almost
Al Gore.
20 years ago.
Something like that.
Well, you'll hear a lot of people say, "Well, I saw that movie." And he said, in 12 years, blah, 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 we would be, we'd be underwater. Miami would be underwater. New York would be this. What about that? What about,
It's actually happening.
It's
in many
happening.
places.
yes.
yeah, but not like what he said. in the
Well-
movie. And then he made a second movie.
Right.
He said, now it's going to get worse again.
Well,
So it's like, how many times does the boy have to cry wolf?
Right.
See, this is what you go up against.
Yep. Exactly.
But
That's the
if
problem.
even when 10% of happening is what is happening in that movie.
We're in
Is it-
trouble.
we are in trouble.
We're in trouble. You're going to start seeing. We're already starting to see the warnings about California, and once that happens, that possible volcano is going to erupt in
Well, you talk
Yellowstone
about the-
Park.
Oh, you're talking about the super volcano.
Yes.
Well, that goes, we're doomed.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
North America is doomed. South America, half of America,
What is that?
the
volcano?
southern
What do you
half
call
is
that?
okay, from what I understand.
Wouldn't it be so ironic if Americans ended up having to do a mass exodus to South America?
Yes, we're in
Like,
that.
shoes all the other foot in it now.
yeah, that's
Well,
true.
how
Should I
we
put
gonna-
you in a cage? Sorry.
Sorry.
Getting salty. Go ahead. Muting the mic.
We're
But-
bringing Walmart stuff down. So no
But
problem.
no, truth. We don't know what's going to happen.
Well, at that, what is that? It's a super caldera, I think
Yeah.
is what it's called.
Yes.
And that thing is, that would be the massive.
That's
if that
gonna-
goes, then.
But that's
That would
going
be
to
the end of the
happen
party.
if we don't take care of the environment.
Well, that I don't know. so
Because
much
all
about
the
that. That is like-
earthquakes and all
that's-
that other stuff.
Well, that's true. If the
Yeah.
earthquakes are happening near that, you don't want
Yeah.
to mess around with the super
Exactly.
caldera.
Exactly.
So we don't want to
Don't
run
hit
out
the-
of
we will-
Don't hit the blow.
Yes, we're going to go into a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear nice music.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice
And
music.
Live
Guaranteed.
music in the studio.
No,
Yes.
no death metal today.
We're going to be in a real short
beans.
break. We'll be right back, guys.
We promise it'll be short this
And
time.
jelly
Yes.
beans. More jelly beans.
Yeah, stop throwing those jelly beans.
Yeah, I got more jelly beans. Oh my God.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-847-1362. 800-847-1362. That's 800-847-1362.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. That's 800-958-0341.
Hi, welcome back to Glenda's Dragon's Den. I'm Glenda, your host, and we are discussing the environment and the One Earth song. Project, yes. But we are going to now just hear Renard and Brian play the theme song and a couple of other songs that are very inspiring, and
Well, thank you.
they wrote them themselves. From what I
All right.
understand.
So I'd like to play for you the theme song to the film Groundswell Rising. And it goes like this. Big old change are coming, rolling through the land, marching feet are drumming to beat the band. Power comes from caring, simple helping hand for the sanctity of living, no matter where we stand. I see a groundswell rising, it's the beating of my heart. There can be no compromising when we're called to do our part. I feel the groundswell growing, it's only right, it's only fair, for the dignity of all of us and this planet that we share. Everybody's children, to them we pass the torch. Will it shine the light of giving, or will the fertile fields be scorched? And do you hear that baby crying, begging for a drink? Well, we see it's too expensive, 'cause it's owned by corporate Inc. I see the groundswell rising, it's the beating of my heart. There can be no compromising when we're called to do our part. I feel the groundswell growing, it's only right, it's only fair, for the dignity of all of us and this planet that we inception, where we're trying to find our way out of those who've gone before. I can hear them say, let me hear you say, I see groundswell rising, it's the beating of my heart. There can be no compromising when we're called to do our part. I feel the groundswell growing. It's only right, it's only fair for the dignity of all of us in this planet. That I see a groundswell rising. I see a groundswell rising. I see a groundswell rising.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
So that's the theme from the film, and
Now remember, guys, you could go to the websites and pick these up.
right.
So what is this song about?
So I was thinking one day, you know, they have the legend of the ostrich, that the ostrich, when it gets scared, doesn't want to do, sticks its head in the sand.
Yeah.
But I realized one day when your head's in the sand, your butt's in the air is probably not a good thing.
Good point.
So we've got a little dance that we do here called the ostrich. You stick your head in the sand and you shake your tail feathers, and it's the ostrich. It goes like this. When your head's in the sand, your butt's in the air. Let's try it again. When your head's in the sand, your butt's in the air. You don't know nothing, you're not going nowhere. You say, leave me alone, I just wanna hide. Is not my concern, I'm not that type of guy. Do the ostrich, you go. Shake your tail, bend down low. We'll fix it, so you don't have to know.
Everybody.
Now you're making your mark, you're part of the scene, but you can't stop adding to your mansion of dreams. You just want what's yours, but then you want mine. You're playing the game, you're biding your time. Do the ostrich, bend down low, shake those tail feathers. We'll fix it, so you don't have to know. It's a big healthy world, there is no climate change. That is just some hippie myth, but from drugs on the brain.
Hippies.
How could anyone starve when we've got so much food? I could lose a few pounds if I got in the mood.
I ain't hungry.
The ostrich, bend down low. Fix it, so you don't have to know. The ostrich, bend down low.
Bend down low, please.
Fix it, so you don't have to know.
Yeah, baby.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Very good. Very good.
Ryan, I was getting some serious Tiny Tim vibes there for a minute.
Do you know that Tiny Tim was Bob Dylan's roommate in the Village?
That's
For
right.
many years when they were young, they shared a place. Can you imagine that?
Wow, that must have been crazy.
Hey, Tim, you ready to go out and get some dinner?
Well, Bob, I don't know, Bob. Well, Bob,
Come on.
that's good. Yeah, very well.
two through the tooth.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
They
they're
really
doing
did
it.
share a place.
Let's get a cup of coffee. All right.
Only if I can bring my ukulele.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
through
we
the
got- well, I'm not
ostrich.
going to do Frank
What?
and Shave. Should we?
Nah, yeah, Frank. Come on, let's do the Frank and
Okay,
Shave.
we got two more.
Frank and Shave. It's a good one. Ooh, it's a little darker, but it's very good.
It's just the ground that we walk on. It's just the air that we breathe. But this insanity goes on. What stronger warnings we need? tell our children when their cool water just burns? How do we say we're sorry? We were so slow to learn. It's a fracking shame. It's just a fracking shame. And the land will never be the same. There are safer ways to energy. We are the stewards. It is our job to protect when only money says do it, and build a world of regret. They're making the earth shake deep in the heart of the land. We gotta stop it for our sakes, every woman and man. It's a fracking shame. It's just a fracking shame. And we're not gonna play your game. There are safer ways to energy. There's an old saying that says, once you know, you can't not know. So if you've heard these words today, you understand that there's a big challenge out there. You understand that fracking and oil, natural gas is not the bridge fuel to a cleaner energy. We've got to get rid of all the fossil fuels. It's doing us in. It's up to us. We are the stewards. It is our job to protect when only money says do it. We gotta stand and protest. It's a fracking shame. It's just a fracking shame. And we're not gonna play your game. Gotta stop it now, you and me. We gotta stop it now, you and me. We gotta stop it now, you and me.
Very good, very good.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now tell us a little bit, before you start that one, tell us a little bit about how you came about, what was besides the environment, what was the inspiration? There has to have been some muse that all of a sudden clicked in your head, or
With Frack and Shane?
yeah.
Well, when I was making the film, okay, and I was filming people literally crying as they were talking to me about how their kids were getting sick, okay, they were getting respiratory diseases, they were getting blotchy rashes. And why? Because within less than 100 feet from their houses, and these are beautiful, this is in Colorado, for instance, you see this in the film, a group of moms called Erie Rising, okay, a group of mothers got together and said, we got to do something about this, and I interviewed them, and the leader of it, okay, was talking to me about how her kids are getting sick.
Wow.
And we could see right next to her house the smoking, spewing furnaces that come up, and like I said, they spew off the excess gas into the air. Okay, and she starts crying, and she's saying, we tried to get them to put these filters on. And I said, have they done it? And they said, yes, finally now, but not when my kids were growing up. Not all these years, and my kids are sick. Okay, and she's, what do you do? What do you say? Okay, and the stone cutter in also, well, this was Colorado, the woman I was talking about, but in Pennsylvania, the stone cutter talking to me about the tumors in his head from living next door to these wells, and he's spewing things and the water going bad. I mean, it was heart-wrenching. Okay, so what a fracking shame. So I started, it's just the ground that we walk on. It's just the air that we breathe. How long will this insanity go on? What more warnings we need? What do we need more than this to get us to seriously consider that there's something wrong going on? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, in this world, we are so inundated by TV and video games and movies, the opiate of the masses, okay? Yep. We are totally submerged in, and the people bringing us that media really don't have our best interests at heart. They're making money.
Yep.
Okay? And that's what's happening. So we have this One Earth Song project. Is it going to go viral? Is people all over the world going to understand, hear the song, make a difference?
Yes.
Only if people share it.
That's correct. Sure.
Only if people say, I heard this crazy guys on the radio, and I went to this website. They make some sense. The song is good. The video, take a look. Get some art.
Yeah.
Make a donation. It's not just us. There's many good things going on in the world that people are trying to get the word out. We're just one of them trying to help. So we're going to sing for you the One Earth Song now.
Okay.
And you can join us. I'll show you the chorus at the end. It goes like this. One Earth Song, One Earth Song. Everybody sing along for the weak and the strong. Everybody sing. So when that comes around on the guitar, as Arlo used to say, you could join us. Caribou, thunder across the snow-white sea. Eagles cry out as they soar so free. She-wolf howls on a misty mountain morn. They're all singing One Earth Song. Levels rise, ice caps melt and storms rush in. Balance lost, we need it back again. Doing nothing, it just goes on and on. We must hear the mother's song. Join her now and sing along. One Earth Song, One Earth Song. Everybody sing along for the weak and the strong. Everybody sing along. Our world spins out in space, full of beauty, such a fragile place. We must stand up for life that's here and save our garden sphere. One Earth Song, One Earth Song. Everybody sing along for the weak and strong. Everybody sing along. Earthquakes rage where they weren't before. Do we close the door and just ignore? Is it too late to change our way? Or could this be our final days? Final days, final days, final days. a song. Want a song. Everybody sing along. For the weak and the strong. Come on, join us. Everybody sing along. Come on, everybody. Want a song. Want a song. Want a song. We love you. Everybody sing along. For the weak.
For the weak
And the strong.
and the strong.
We love you.
Everybody sing along.
Just a voice. Here we go. Want a song. Want a song of you. We love you. Everybody sing along. For the weak.
For the weak
And the strong.
and the strong.
Of you. We love you.
Everybody sing along.
Want a song.
Want a song.
Want a song.
Everybody sing along.
For the weak
For the weak
and the strong.
and the strong.
Everybody
sing along.
The Mormon Snaggletooth Choir, ladies and germs.
Apparently that was my Muppet voice.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
I heard
Thank
you
you.
out there in Radio Land. Thanks for singing along.
I definitely listened to our blown out monster version on our website. So
Yeah,
absolutely,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
a different take on it.
Yeah,
With
with
a
lots of
1,000-voice
instruments,
choir
produced
and,
by none other than Brian Van Korn
and
over here,
Renard
who's
Cohen.
worked with
We all
some of
worked
the
equal-
biggest
yes.
studios, and you'll hear what he can do.
Good. Good.
That's a big sound.
That's a big sound. Huh?
Yeah, the one on the
On the
Well,
web-
this
website.
one
Yeah, it's a
sounded
big
very
sound.
good, though.
very similar to Renard and I were discussing. We were
Nancy
thinking at
Reed
the end
singing
of
along with us, and some of the students
Yes.
from the Middle Smithfield Elementary School.
yeah.
singing
Oh,
along
we had a
with
choir.
cool.
us.
We had a
have
choir of kids we
choir,
built. Yeah,
some great players.
great sax player.
with us playing. Mark and Sheila.
Nice.
Yeah,
We got all kinds of people on it,
we did.
and now we want the world to be singing it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go into a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and finish up a little show here. Who's going to go viral, isn't it, Ashley?
Absolutely. And my Fraggle Rock voice is going to just top the charts.
There you go.
That'll be the new face of global activism.
There you go.
And more jelly beans.
You know what? That would be interesting. We should talk about how the Fraggles would react to fracking because they live underground.
Oh yes,
Yeah, they'll be
yes, they
affected.
would have a terrible time.
More next time.
we'll
after
be right
these
back.
Messages.
What were the blue creatures?
We'll be right back, guys.
They're not blue anymore. I don't think.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. 800-958-0341. That's 800-958-0341.
Welcome back to Glenda's Dragon's Den. I wanted to thank Renard and Brian for coming and being here with us today. Great songs, great cause. I'm hoping that everybody goes to the website, shares it. If they cannot even donate, just sharing it makes a big difference. You know, it gets the word out. And it isn't just for here, for the United States. You know, it's all world. Mm-hmm. Because what affects us affects them. What affects them affects us. So, you know, keep sharing it, people, you know, wherever you are. Wherever you are.
I'm plugging it, and, you know, I'm a kid of the 60s.
But I mean, tell them what the website is.
Oh, the website, thank you. It is the word one, O-N-E, dash earthsong.com.
Very good.
That is the One Earth Song Project website. Artists can go to it and see about uploading some art. Everybody can go to it and see about downloading some art or making a donation. You can even see about the organizations that we're working with. You can click on their little thing. And, can you do that? Or
yes.
Yeah, you can learn about those organizations, or just put it in their website there. So I was just going to say, you know, I grew up. I've been writing songs since I was about 13. Back in the Vietnam War days and stuff, and I believed that we could change the world with song and art and music, and I still believe that, and we still can.
Well, we sure overcome.
And right, and so join us on that, please.
Good.
I may add also.
Get a you know, see the film Groundswell Rising if you can. That's groundswellrising.com. You can see the trailer. You can learn how to buy a video or get a download.
We also put it in the chat room a few times.
Yeah.
So this way.
I was going to say one thing, that you can go into the Google search, and if you put in Google search and you put one-earthsong.com, that'll come up at the top of your Google search. I'll let you know that.
Very
so
good.
If you don't get the website, you go right there.
Very
you
good.
Get right to us.
Yeah.
So,
at the top of the search.
On your musical side,
yes.
What are we doing here?
Well, we're here in the Poconos, and there's this beautiful place called Shawnee on the Delaware, which is it looks like. It looks like a hotel from The Shining. It's an old-fashioned
murder.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to scare anybody, but I've stayed there many
like
times, and I almost got out alive. No, it's very great. So anyway, we play there at the brewery. They have a craft brewery. And we play there about every other month. So our next gig there is July 27th. At Shawnee on the Delaware at the brewery. And that's from 7 to 10. So please check us out there. And also in August, on August 27th, which is Tuesday night, they have a beautiful pavilion right on the Delaware River. And we're going to play on a Tuesday night. I think it's for an hour, 7 to 8, something like that. And that'll be very nice. So please come, bring your beach chairs and stick them out there and
Sounds like a great
bring your
time.
CBD oil and
Yeah.
and your hemp and.
And
How about at Jim Thorpe?
Oh,
Is that
yes.
confirmed?
Well, yes, we will be, again, for the third year in a row, participating in the Jim Thorpe Fall Foliage Festival.
Nice.
Which is a beautiful thing.
really nice.
And that takes place in October, so we don't know the dates yet.
Right.
But if you go to Jim Thorpe Fall Foliage Festival and look at the schedule, you'll see it's probably listed as Van Korn, Cohen, and Cassidy, which is Brian and I and our bass player, Sam Cassidy. And at Shawnee, we play as Renard, Cohen, and friends. And if I still have some friends, we'll have a band. And so please come and see us. Let us know you heard about this on the show here.
there you go.
And
there
you'll
you
be able to get a beer.
go. Ooh.
It's a
So-
brewery.
Or at the brewery? Oh, I never can pronounce that one.
Ashley?
They make their own brewery there.
They
by the
do.
way. They make
That-
their own beer there.
They make their own brewery there.
Yeah.
Their own brewery.
The whole brewery, they make it there.
That's it.
They got beers.
So,
They got beers. You got it.
what about your show? What's going on?
That's a good question. We're probably going to talk about video games and anime like we always do. Not sure what the topic is. Maybe. Also, I finally got my merch store up and running. I stopped dragging my feet and I got it finished.
Good,
So you can
good.
go to teespring.com/stores/geeked out squad.
When are you gonna get
Shop.
that Patreon up?
Well, I'm thinking like 2 weeks after never at this rate. Well, seems to be the speed I'm moving at.
So,
It's hard, okay? I gotta like click on buttons and do things, okay?
so Ashley, when is your show?
That's like on Thursdays from 7 to 9. And you can watch us on Twitch too, because we don't like to post on Facebook, because half the time I play music, they're like, I don't want you to play that.
Oh, it's licensed?
Yeah, and,
Facebook sometimes has a fit.
Oh my
Let's
God.
just
yeah.
say
Even
that.
if you have
They'll
access
slam
to the
you.
song,
Yeah.
like they'll still slam you.
They'll
Yeah.
still slam you.
It's like, I have the license for that, thank you. But all right, sure, I'll mute it.
So I want to say again, thank you, Brian and Renard. That was great.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so
Please
much
come
for
back
having
again
us.
some point.
Sure.
Come back tomorrow.
Your sister, where has she? You doing anything this week?
Probably hanging out with Ashley eventually.
All right, that's good. Now, for next week's show, we really, really have a big surprise. We have a paranormal team coming back, and we're going to talk. The actual name of the show is going to be Ghost Stories by the Campfire, Campfire Ghost Stories.
It's gonna be spooky.
Spooky. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. Going to be joking around, and we're going to actually talk about real things that happened, and some of it when we were doing campfires.
So everyone get your campfires up and running. Well, not campfires. They have like a bonfire. Make yourself
Yeah.
some s'mores.
Yeah,
It's
there you
just
go.
in your
In the middle
microwave.
of your living room. There you go.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just break up some furniture, put
That's
a little
it.
fire pit. Don't do that. Don't
No,
do that.
no.
Do not do that.
No.
Follow
Fires are for
fire. Just don't-
outside
You
in
can
a
do it in your
safe
friend's
place.
house, just don't do it in yours.
But not the friend's actual house.
No.
Like if they have a burn area of designated legal, very legal
That'll
burning.
definitely bring the spirits though. I guarantee
Yeah.
it. Oh yeah.
There you go. Spirits are there anyway, so.
Drink spirits and set fires.
That's
No.
right. Many people, that's the problem. They do drink the spirits and they either spontaneous combust or something of that nature.
Alrighty then.
Back up.
All right.
Well, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who listened, and hope you have a very good, blessed week. And we will see you next Sunday here at 6. I do want to give you my website again. It's www.glendasdragonsden.com. Just go there and get all the information that you need for me, whether it's the CBD oils or aromatherapy or the self-protection website, which is Force to be Reckoned with. Now, guys, when I say it's non-lethal, I mean we don't sell guns there. We don't sell knives. We just sell things like pepper spray and, zappers.
Do you have
and,
that key fob thing that you carry around? Because you got that.
Yep, and I have the key thing that's somewhere
It's
in...
like a piece of rounded plastic that can cause a lot of excruciating pain if stabbed into certain soft
Yes, but the
tissue
best part
places.
is that one you could take on airplanes.
Oh, really? You can take on airplanes?
You could travel.
Where
with
can I
that one.
get such things?
Well, go to glendasdragonsden.com.
glendasdragonsden.com.
And hit the button.
Hit it?
That says...
Hit that button. Hit the button.
And hit the button.
Hit the button,
that
Fargo.
says... What? Force to be reckoned with.
Can I also get a set of Jinsu steak knives there as well?
We don't sell knives.
Nope,
No knives.
nope,
No
not like that.
knives. Nothing to kill anybody.
You might be able to
do you
tenderize the meat with some of them.
Do you,
though.
do you also sell the, what are the tasers?
Tasers, yes. We have tasers.
Shocking.
And lasers.
And lasers and
Tasers of any type. Different.
You know what?
Actually,
Oh my.
actually, some of them look like telephones, like cell phones. Some of them.
You know what? Tasers and lasers is the name of a fantastic website that someone needs to make. We'll just specifically sell tasers and lasers.
There you go.
Tasersandlasers.com.
Also blazers.
Yes,
when
the
they have
guy,
jackets.
he wore blazers. That's, yes. Right.
Tasers, lasers, and blazers. They're expanding. It's growing.
That's it. Oh my. Ashley's got the name of the website. She copyrighted right now. Nobody can take it.
Uh-oh.
So I have a bit of trivia for everyone. So TASER is an acronym for Thomas A. Swift's electric rifle. It's from an old sci-fi book.
Very good.
I know a lot of things that are completely useless.
She knows a lot of things.
If we ever get on, do you want to be a millionaire? And that's one of the questions, got it. I know I do not need a lifeline. Can that be a daily double at the wrong show? I want it anyway.
Who invented underwear?
Yes, dear.
Ashley forgot to give us the name of her show on.
What is the name of your show?
Geeked Out.
Geeked Out.
Geek Out.
Yes.
Not Geek In. Geek
No,
Out.
Geeked Out. G33KD0UT.
There you go. There you go.
So I would find all kinds of geekdom type
Yeah, comic books, Japanese animation,
anime,
video games. I usually say Japanese animation depending, I don't know, no offense, guys. Older demographics, no idea what anime means. Anime, what's that? Who's anime?
Do you have access?
I don't know who anime is.
Do you have any access to the early Akira comic books? Or
Man, I wish. I need to get a copy. Because Netflix is supposed to be doing a remaster of Akira.
You're kidding me. Are they going to try to do that?
Hopefully do a better job than they did of Evangelion. Check out our show to hear more conversations like this.
There you go. There you
We
go.
had a very in-depth conversation about everything Netflix screwed up on the new the remaster of Evangelion because they changed all the old voice cast and they even took out some story elements.
How about, what was the one where they did with the creature like to eat the apple? What was that one?
The creature.
Yes.
Oh, Death Note.
God. Oh, man. Butchered
That
Note.
was bad.
Butchered Note.
And if you guys know anyone who does K-pop, Ashley's looking for a morning DJ.
Oh, K-pop.
That'll be fun. I'm not sure how well it will. Screw it. We'll see what happens. Yeah. If you think you can be on radio and you love K-pop, I want something different. Let's get some Korean pop music, Japanese.
Korean pop music,
Yo, some Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
Yes.
We're coming up
Or even have a baby metal thing going on.
Forget the Gangnam Style. We are now going to have laser, taser, and blazer style.
That's the name of the morning show. Laser, tasers, blazers. Everyone's wearing a blazer with lasers on it.
Everyone gets a free laser.
Or taser. It depends.
Or taser.
That's how they found the founder of that cult in Waco. He was wearing a smoking jacket.
All right, guys.
Unfortunately, I understand the jacket did die of cancer a few years ago.
Oh. On that note, thank you, everyone. See you next week.
That was fun.